OKKO is a show that I have very mixed feelings on. I mean, in one episode, you got KO fighting against his personified dark side in the lightning-infested space of his subconscious. And in another episode, you got a crossover between OKKO and Sonic the Hedgehog. And then in another episode, you have the main protagonists fighting their greatest fears in a simulation, facing against their guilts and insecurities. And then you got an episode about reverse furries. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's a bit hard to take seriously. I notice these big tonal shifts that kind of ruin the experience. I mean, I don't know. But hey,
how about that finale? So good.
The actual plot climax was kinda rushed. The one where, the whole plot of TKO taking over KO's body kind of coming to a head and Shadowy Venomous trying to take over the world or whatever. They literally end... Like, they solve all the problems with a wish, which I think is kind of bullshit. I feel like they should have spent more time trying to showcase the amazing action scenes that OKKO can do really well. And they did kind of do that in the first part with the whole tournament thing, but then the rest of it was kind of rushed. But then you had the fight with Turbo Enid and Turbo Rad and TKO and stuff. So, it's a bit of a mixed bag, and I mean, some of the good things were showcased and other stuff was just kind of rushed. I did like how KO kind of ended up like accepting responsibility for all the things TKO did. I didn't really like... I thought it was a good message, seeing as like throughout the entire series TKO is like kind of like an alternate personality for KO, and I think that's a bit damaging, like to blame all the bad parts of yourself and all the bad things you do on just an alternate personality. I like how they come together and to make like, the normal KO or whatever. Come on. The actual last episode of the series was much better, and it actually took the fact that the show was being rushed to a conclusion and, took advantage of that and used that constraint as like an actual plot point. Because in the episode, KO is like kind of jump cutting through episodes, or like jump cutting through life, and it's funny because each jump cut is an episode that the writers didn't get to do, or at least that's my takeaway from it, or that's what I can kind of get out of the situation. It's also a good metaphor, or maybe not a metaphor, but it's a good message about how life kind of goes by, and that's the whole point of the episode. And the ending, it just reminds me of what made me love OKKO. At its core, OKKO was cheesy, action-packed, and innocent fun. It had good action scenes, it had a nice art style, even if it was a bit exaggerated and ego-raptor-ish at times, and even if it had like these kind of big tonal shifts between scenes and everything, it was a fun time. While it wasn't the greatest show ever, I'm glad I watched to the end, especially when I heard this song again.
No, not this song! Fuck off!
It had been a while since I heard this song, and it really got to me.
Every second that you see is 24 connected pieces. Thank you for coming, thank you for staying, thank you for watching the show.
Now, I'm not going to make the excuse that there are tiny ninjas cutting onions. I'm going to be a man and admit that there are, in fact, microscopic samurais kicking space dust into my eyes. Okay, goodbye.